who? It is you. And you know so little about yourself. So all connections go wrong. It's about when marriages go wrong. When I actually talk to people, they say, how come that you could fall in love with a person whom you couldn't live with? Because love is about a concept. Somebody said, I thought you are this. I thought you thought this about me. I thought this is what was the feeling that you had about me. It's all about assumptions. So what is happening to you too? Basically, it's all based on assumptions about yourself. Because your parents give a few assumptions about you, your teachers give a few assumptions about you, your friends give a few assumptions about you, your own achievements. If at all you're in such a poor college and you really do well, you think you're the best. So you develop so many of these assumptions, and one day when you come to reality, you realize that you don't fit anywhere. Fortunately, I've met some of the biggest industrialists and businessmen. All these people basically have been observing when I've been in close quarters. What are the things, even with very successful politicians? There are very few things. Most successful people. One thing is that they have extraordinary memory. This is one thing you cannot discount about a very, very, very successful person, whether the person is a politician or a businessman or successful in any other field. And the next thing is the person is extremely hardworking. And third thing is the person knows the value of other people. They can know who is suitable for what. The same thing about some extraordinary politicians. They know who, what, why, and they need to connect with that person to be able to enrich their own lives. Somebody told me a long time ago, this guy was a person who developed a business out of just investing 100 rupees some 20 years ago, and he made it into a 100 crore company. And he actually had a very huge business in Mumbai, and one day he told me, he said, it's planned hard work that gives you success. Why planned hard work? I think it's a very simple example. You know, you go to the Sahara Desert and you dig a well with a spoon. You're working very hard, but there is no plan for it. So you keep digging, digging, digging. You could really tire yourself. Are you working hard? You're working extremely hard. Are you working continuously? You're working extremely committedly. Are you working loyally to whatever that you believe in, that one day, because there may be water somewhere down there, that you can actually take it out? Yes. But do you know that digging a well with a spoon doesn't work? I think there are people who may actually find the best drilling company and just pay them the money, instead actually goes and, earns that money and gets this company to drill the well and get the water. Today, after having interviewed perhaps a lot of these politicians, a lot of these businessmen, one thing that I know, they're all as simple, sane, and ordinary otherwise, like all of us. Do you know why we feel they are special? Because they have done something which we have not been able to. Why we have not been able to? Because most of the time we spend time only thinking about it and not doing anything about it. You actually said in this presentation, you said, I'm planning to write a book, or I've already started writing a book. Yes, I've already started writing 4 books. I spoke to the editor of a magazine. I asked him, look, I'm planning to write this book, or 3 books, or 4 books. How do I write? He gave me a very simple advice. You write by writing. You can't write a book in any other way. You can't think about writing a book, right? You can't just talk to people about writing a book. You can't meditate. You can't actually do tapas and write a book. I don't know how it happened in the, ancient times, but in the current day, present day world, you can do it only by doing it. You can't dream of building a company, because what are the examples that you have? Somebody started a small company, actually quit college, he actually met some people, but then you have to have the guarantee that you may not be able to have somebody supporting you when you quit college, or you may not meet exactly those people when you quit college. You may not be able to find the right people interested in your project when you start the project, And even if you start the project, you may not find the people interested in your product when you complete the project. I have met a lot of these people who got funded for their first project, but when it came to the second project, nobody wanted to even touch them. So, is there a guarantee about all those beautiful examples that we have? Let me tell you, I'm from media. And I'm sure a lot of you, how many of you here are from media? You would be surprised that I don't read newspapers, that I don't watch TV. Do you know why? Because being in media for close to 20 years now, I've realized one thing. The kind of news that you get today, either you read it or you don't read it, the world will not see any difference. It's only you who'll have to scratch yourself and make your body putrid with sores. Something happened to Justice Ganguly. Oh, you want to read about it. What are you doing to yourself? You're just wasting your time. Tejpal, how much do you want to know about Tejpal? How many times do you want to read the same story? Is it going to be any different? You want just the masala, that is all it is. In the process, is it making any difference to Tejpal? Is it making any difference to the country? Forget about it. Is it making any difference to yourself? You're wasted so many man hours, that's all it is. In fact, I made a story for TV recently where I told people through the voiceover, don't read newspapers the moment you get up. It can disturb your mind. Because the moment you wake up in the morning, your mind needs to be fresh. You need to do some very nice things. And maybe after 2 hours after you wake up, it's better for you to watch TV or read newspapers. Why am I actually telling this? Because we do what the others do. We think we need to know news. Why? The newspapers say you're supposed to be aware. But is that the kind of awareness you're supposed to have? Napoleon read so much from the time he was about 8 years till the time he was about 18. Why? Because it was clear that he wanted to actually liberate Corsica. Though he was with the French, he wanted to learn everything from the French and give it back to them. There's something that he also said. I read so much history because a man who wants to change history needs to know history. He also said something very beautiful. He said, I would rather be the first among the factory workers than the last among the artists in an academy. You need to know that where you belong and where you can lead. Some of you cannot lead because you have very glorified concepts about leadership, like I told you at that time. You can lead by just becoming the best student in the class. You don't have to tell the whole world. People will be watching you. You can just be the most disciplined student in the class and somebody can watch you. You can actually just do the little things that you do well and do it exceedingly well, like they say. Do well everything that you do. And I'm sure, like I have this example of somebody who actually sweeps our street. This person is an ordinary person. But if that person doesn't come and if he's replaced with somebody else, the whole street starts asking, where is that person? Because even if you're even if you're a sweeper, you can be the most excellent sweeper that people want only you. Even if you're a writer, you're such a writer, people want only you. Today, some advertising agency from Mumbai asked me if I could actually suggest a good Kannada writer. I suggested somebody's name. He asked, what can this person do? I said, I don't know anything about it. But if I want something written, I would go to him. That's why I suggest this person's name. It is not about how many certificates that you hold. You know very well what is the value of the certificate, perhaps till you actually get through that position where you show your certificate. Once that barrier is passed, your certificates have no value at all. In my life, in having run a company for about 12 years now, a media company, the one person who turned out to be the most excellent employee of my organization was somebody who did not complete his graduation. This guy, when he actually was employed by my company, I asked them whether they actually needed him because he looked black, short and extremely unattractive, wearing loose shirt and baggy pants and with Hawaii chappals. But then I said, if you really want to keep him as something, keep him as a courier boy. And one day, this guy went somewhere. On the way back, he was supposed to carry some money. He said he lost the money in the bus. I was about to be furious. He said, "No, sir, I'll pay it back." I said, "How will you pay it back?" His salary was 6,000 rupees. He said, "I'll pay 3,000 rupees every month." And he finished the money. Even he paid a little more and finished in about 6 months. We immediately increased his salary to 12,000 rupees from 6,000 rupees. And he started learning so much. Let me tell you, he just quit a few days ago because he had to go and take care of his father. That AGM of Vijaya Bank asked me, "Where do you get people like that?" You don't get people like that. You have to make people like that. People are not born with efficiencies. They are born with the same ability like all of you. Like I say, if you take Vijay Mallya's brain and keep it on the table, if you keep Narayan Murthy's brain on the table, if you keep your brains on the table, they all look the same. But how you used is different. How somebody made you use it is different. So today, the only difference between you and somebody else is how you used your brain. First of all, you need to accept that you have a brain. We talk about intelligence, we talk about science, we talk about cognitive skills. We don't know a basic thing that we have the same brain as anybody else. If Einstein could do it, you can do it. If Shakespeare could do it, you can do it. If Mark Zuckerberg could do it, you can do it. If Narayan Murthy could do it, you can do it. So all those, it's not that he couldn't do it, so I couldn't do it, because the man who couldn't do it has still not done it, though he has the potential to do it. Today, when we talk about leadership, everywhere, the kind of ministers we have, chief ministers we have, the kind of officers we have, we keep complaining about these people. Why do we keep complaining about these people? Because we say they are not good enough. Who stopped you from becoming them? Because you don't want to become them, they have become what they are. Do you agree? Because you refuse to do the dirty work, somebody else takes that place. Because you're happy blaming them. You're happy cursing your own misfortune. You're happy saying that, look, I did not get the opportunity. Who gives you the opportunity? How much did you seek that opportunity? Did actually Mandela say that, please take me to jail and keep me there for 27 years? Did Mandela say that make me the icon of peace in the world? Did Mandela say that make me a person who will be worthy of a Nobel Prize or Bharat Ratna? Did he do it for that? You can't see one person who decided to become something and became that. They may have a dream, but you can't just want to become some person and just become it. Whatever success you see is something that happens to you.